there was a video up here on YouTube that I mean on Instagram that I put up here early, and I was just speaking in one of my clips how like you can gauge how they're feeling and motivated based on how they move. And what I mean is, like, earlier today I had a neighbor that I grew up with, and I had stepped outside because of some noise, and I went to go tell my neighbors to shut the fuck up. I don't know how many times I tell them to shut the fuck up. But when I got outside, there was no one there. Of course, they always do certain things at a convenience when they either have a lot of crowds or it's them by themselves. So when I went outside, it was a nice day, and the sun was shining. I just kind of stood on my porch, and what you'll see in the video is I noticed there's some guy, ironically, right? I use that in quotations, coincidentally, in quotations. There's an NPC character, a GTA character, just laying on the grass with his dog. Now, mind you, there's no park around me. There's a playground, but there's a church playground. This guy was far away from the kids, and there were some loud-ass kids in the playground by the church. He was separate from them. And again, because I had my porch closed off, they try to create viewways for themselves in any means possible. I've literally cut off my porch, and the porch is basically, I can open up my door, I can sit on my porch, and they really can't see me. They have to bring people out around me, but they can't see me because of the way I have my porch closed off. And if they, in the way that it can't see me directly. They can maybe able to see my feet positioning, but the way I have it set up, which I didn't even, put any real effort into it, you really can't see anything. But what I was saying is they got the guy in the red shirt here, and he's sitting there with the dog. There's no picnic. That's why I gave you a background, so you could, give you some insight so that you could get a picture. So he's just sitting there, and you'll see on the video, he's just sitting there, and you'll notice his movements as I'm talking, right? So this is one thing. This is, these people are a dead giveaway. And like I said, you upset their spirit when you're positive. If you're not fearful of some guy sitting there with his dog on the grass, like anybody shouldn't be, then, it's kind of like they act all goofy. And, one thing you want to think about is like how they must know that you are aware, because they do certain things to try to provoke you. So they could only provoke you if you knew, if they knew that you were aware, which means that they are coherent about what they're doing. Okay, so one way to get out the mind that these people don't know what they're doing or that they aren't aware is if you're still in that stage of disbelief and you still don't know that it's 90% of the world and that they're about 5%, which are the remnants that are just not like this, then, you're on the path of growing, and I won't take anything from you. One thing I will say, though, again, is back to what I was mentioning, is these people will continue to do certain things that they feel like provoke you, but in order for them to feel like they're provoking you, they would then have to know you. All right, so back to my story. So I'm just standing on my porch, loud-ass kids, and you see this guy, he instantly becomes agitated with my camera. I see him, and I pick up my camera. And when I pick up my camera and I'm giving dialogue to the situation, you will quickly see, him start to become agitated. You'll see him start to become irritated. He quickly gets on his phone, he's texting, and he's moving based on what I'm saying. And this is what you'll see in the video. So, then what you'll hear is the neighbor coming out there. And this guy was basically, I've known him all my life. And this guy's a character. This guy is a character. If there was a Grammy Awards for average people, meaning, not clones and these, for average demons, lower scale D-class actors, he would have one. Because what you see in this video, you hear him making all this noise, and you'll see him literally trying to like run over his dog to get outside, just to see me on the porch. You'll hear it, and you'll see this video, which I'm going to upload. And this guy comes out there with one crutch on, right? And I don't want to laugh right now because it's serious, but I was really laughing, tears in my eyes earlier, because this is how funny these people are. This guy comes out there with one crutch, running over the dog with his girlfriend, and I'm just simply standing on my porch, just for that moment, right? Mind you, like, it was already set up, and so, like, they had the trunk open of the car. It was kind of like we're all already set up, but again, there's been plenty of setups that I haven't even entertained. I just chose to entertain this one, and I'm glad I did, because it was fucking hilarious. So, you know, they had this whole setup with the guy. Now, mind you, you know, think about these things, right? What if I never went outside? These motherfuckers would have continued to act in a manner with no purpose. So I'm just trying to tell you. And I know that they do these things because they'll do certain noise campaigns, and I'll have my earphones on, and let's say, like, the song is changing, and you basically hear this shit, and you just say to yourself, like, well, how many fucking cars did they have ride past for no reason, including this one? Because, you know, you hear them, you know, the tail end of them driving by. And it just lets you know that whether or not you are coherent or susceptible to what they're doing, they still have to do these things. They're still controlled. So, like I said, regardless of whether it affects you or not, they're still going to do it to a certain extent. And so, you know, that was just funny to me, man, how these people can be ran around like little mice so easily, with no purpose. And another thing you want to see and you'll watch out for is on social media. Social media is a bitch, man, I tell you, because a lot of the answers that I've wanted have been found on social media. If you have eyes to see, you'll see them. And you also see them looking right at you. And they're looking at you in a manner, if you have eyes to see, that they're looking at you. Oh, they're looking at you. And it's everyone. It's kind of like they can see you through the phone, and it's like they're looking at you. Now, I've never been freaked out from it, you know? I don't get freaked out by it. It's nothing for me to be freaked out by it. You know, I'm not intimidated. People don't intimidate. I've been through a lot in my life prior to this. So, you know, I don't really get intimidated. You know, it's kind of like fight or flight, and I'm just fighting right now. But you'll see them, and you'll know that they know who you are. Their statuses will be, you know, attributed or associated with you. And like, I encourage you, man, if you have anybody if you're still in that phase of idols, and you feel like these superstars, if you feel like these people are really who they are, and well, go look at some of your fake idols, and then tell me how you feel. Tell me what you feel back from them. They'll troll you a lot, right? They'll talk about certain things that they feel like is personal to you, or certain things they feel like may trigger you. And like I said, sometimes, man, in this thing, they will create triggers for you, right? That's called PTSD. So they'll create triggers for you, hoping that you attach yourselves to them, and then they can nourish them. So it's kind of like you know, creating a new problem for someone, hoping that it becomes one. You know, and then what they'll do is they'll feed off a situation they created. So, you know, it's you know, the complex thing about it is really just the lies. The only thing that makes these things complex is the people who lie for the complexity of the situation, which the only complexity is the fact of you believing half the things that are actually true. So, you know, I wouldn't say there's anything complex to it. It's just evil. And the evil things with the pedophilia, the incest, the sexual harassment, the perversion, you know, these are the aspects in which, you know, anyone with the right mind would kind of decline as, you know, just believing off, right? Because it's just so bad that you couldn't fathom it. And so the fact that you have people out here hiding it, you know, now I refuse to believe everybody may know. I'm pretty sure they know what entails and what they're signed up for, and what that involves. But I don't believe that these people may be, you know, I'll put it to you like this. If they're 100% aware about the politics, about how it's fake, about how sports is fake, you know, I think that's the part of the mind control, the spell that they have over the world. I think the world is kind of just more so focused on who's the enemy, which would be us, and getting to the money. And everything in between, they let their handlers handle. So I'm, because you kind of say certain things to certain people, and you kind of get this weird look from them, and you ask yourself, well, are they aware, or are they just ignorant to this? Because, a lot of people are just chasing a dollar, and I tell people, man, this is the wrong time to be chasing money. This is the time to chase out. Well, we know salvation is a gift, but this is the wrong time to be chasing money. You should be chasing repentance, and you should be chasing the Most High. You should be chasing peace, serenity, family. If that is even a thing. But but these people have made a decision, and I feel like their lives are on the line for the decisions that they've made. Like our lives on the line. If you really think about it, it goes both ways. Our lives on the line with the Most High. Our lives on the line. Our souls are on the line. It says, let a man examine himself. And so, what we have done is examine ourselves, and we have chastened to the call. And what these people are chasing to their call, and their lives are based on this because, they could have everything stripped from them like that, as we could. But ours is more pertinent. Ours is way more detrimental to our future than theirs. These people don't really have one besides here on earth. Ours is eternity. So eternity is at stake for us. That's why, if you really, as I'm talking to you, it really makes sense to me why they go so hard, because they know what's at stake for us, eternity. Not only just here, but now after. And they know what they've lost, and they know that if they could contaminate one of the elect, that's there's duality, there's both good and bad. And so the evil angels on Satan's realm would rejoice for claiming a soul of the Most High, as the Most High would rejoice for claiming a soul from Satan. So it works both ways. And so when you really think about it, man, and you look at the time and energy that's invested into us, and it's draining to think about the time and energy that's invested. Just to see, just to know that people lives are rearranged for individuals, and then to have them gaslight you to make it seem like A, it's not going on, and B, it's for no purpose is ridiculous. It's just absolutely redundant, and it makes no sense. So, here at 222 on the 17th of February, I can tell you that I'm highly favored. And I don't like to brag because, for a long time, I didn't act in my power because I'm the type of person, as I feel like most of us are, I don't like bragging about something until I know. Like, I sold cars, and I've sold a majority of things, and I would not say a deal was done until the car was sold. I've heard managers would tell me good job, and the customer sounds like it's in the bag, but I don't eat while I'm at work. I don't take lunch break, at work. I would set a goal for myself at work, and I wouldn't eat lunch until the goal was met. And that's just the type of person I am. I don't really have fun or celebrate until I know it's in the bag. And that's how I am right now. I'm not going to, the victory is ours. It's already written. But I'm just not going around with my chest poked out. The Most High's pride is a sin, and to be boastful. It says, salvation is a gift, lest any man should boast. So when you understand that it's a gift to be saved, it's not handed out. You cannot work for salvation. It's definitely something that you don't want to be boastful about. But sometimes you just can't help in acting in your victory and in your success, because how hard and how difficult they try to make your life. So you can only challenge them back with truth. And so lately I've been just telling them, like, yo, yes, you are going to hell. Your soul you have no soul. You have no meaning in this life, right? And you got to speak these things, because the Bible says you shall not suffer a witch to live. And believe it or not, man, you're around more witches and warlocks than you actually know. So when you speak that with authority, again, we have authority over Satan. We have authority over his minions. Why? Because our Father has authority over them all. So if we are his children, why wouldn't we have authority over people that our Father have authority over? Chain of command. If you're the president's kid, 9 chances out of 10, there's certain things that you'll be privy to versus the average American, am I right? You see it all the time. So, because we are the chief priest, right? Because we are of royal priesthood, you have to act in that manner. And they know when you're acting in your authority. They know. They know. And they also don't like it. But the fact they don't like it means it's yours. So, you have to use reverse psychology with these people because they're not, again, as one of the ministers said, they're not going to come out and tell you. They're not going to just come out and outright say, hey, look, guys, this is what's going on. Your whole life's been a trick, from your mom to your girlfriend to your jobs. Everyone's been on it from the beginning. We're surprised you made it this far, Mike, but hell, man, you just don't give up, do you, motherfucker? And I have a feeling this is what they say. And for me, man, I kind of look back at my life as I finished this rant. And, I just looked at life as what it was. I was just like, okay, I don't have a college education. I chose to be, to work. I chose to take money over this, going to 4 years of college right now. So this is the life of someone who doesn't go to college. This was my mindset. So I was motivated in my choice to not to go to school, to make a way. Of course, the Most High is making a way. So, in the sales, I prevailed because I'm a people person, as you see, by default. I'm honest by default. And, I don't wish anybody harm by default. I'm not out to get anybody by default. So, I just kind of took that and ran with it. But now looking back on my life and just seeing certain things unveil and certain situations I went through and just seeing certain mess, you just see how it's always planned. And you just really thank the Most High for his provision, his protection, his oversight, because that's why we're here. And I really don't know. I mean, I tell you guys, man, I really don't know any way other than to fight. I just don't know how to back down. I don't really think it's possible for me to back down. And I think that, just all the things I've been through and the challenges I've overcome, I would let myself down, not only the Most High. If I were, I just don't know how to. I just don't know how to. And it's good. It's not to say that giving in it's never crossed my mind, but as I sit here and I think about it, I just don't know how to do anything other than fight. So all I'm going to do is fight until the last call, baby. That's what I'm going to do. I'm a fighter. I'm going to fight until the last day. And I'm glad with that. I'm okay with that. I'm okay with fighting. I'm okay with this dog fight. I'm okay with being in this bullpen, because obviously I'm built for it. They call us stubborn, but stubborn has protected me in my life. If I wasn't stubborn, if I wasn't an asshole, I could only imagine some of the deep shit I'd be in. So I hope this message touches you guys. I appreciate the feedback from my messages. Again, these rants, you never know when a rant could touch somebody. And, that is my intent, is just to spread awareness to everyone. I didn't do this for subscriptions. I didn't do this for followers. I did this kind of to have a trail of documents, of people, of recordings, so that you could, hold people accountable, situations accountable, so that you could reflect on certain things throughout videos. Because I look back at some of my videos and I listen to some of the things, and, it reminds me of how strong I am and how far I've come, and, how we're not going to be left empty-handed. And, peace and blessings to you guys, and I wish you guys the best.